Yo, what's good YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Now, in today's one, I'm going to be breaking down my exact product launching framework that I'm running. It's a two-step framework. The hit rate for it right now is absolutely insane. And just some results from the other brands so you guys know I'm not, bullshitting. I actually do this. I'm going to be showing you a lot more results as well in a second. But yeah, you guys can see two 10K order plaques there. There's my father right there. Sorry. But anyways, jumping straight into it, I'm going to be showing you guys a textbook Calidata winner. Now, if you guys are dropshipping, this is pretty much going to be the ideal situation for most of you guys. You find a product that solves a problem, has a wow factor or whatever, and you're launching it, and this is pretty much the results you're looking for. Like this is a product launch from last year. It was one of our kind of little pump and dump stores. We can see here, day one of launch, we had 15 orders, and then we had I don't know, it was like a 3.5 ROAS on $150 spent. The next day, 6.94 ROAS, absolutely insane. And you guys can see literally within 2 days of launch, we were already at 1K days. Now, the only issue with this method is it's not the product, it's the creatives. And what I mean by this, it's a little bit confusing because our testing structure was different last year, but assume all of these are the same ads they just launched in interest campaigns, or interest ad sets, should I say. What you can notice here is one of the ads is just carrying. And the point that I'm trying to make here is when you rip off Calidata and you find a winning product off the bat, it's not the product, it's the creatives. And you'll see this time and time again. You're essentially relying on luck if you are doing this Calidata method, where you're just ripping one-to-one and editing blind. And this is what usually happens, is you'll find a winner, you'll think dropshipping's easy, you've cracked the code. You'll be able to scale this product for about a month or two, depending on how good your ability to brand products are. But if you can't, performance is going to tank. You're not going to be able to replicate it. You're going to say dropshipping's luck, and maybe you'll use your fucking results to sell a course. And with the newest Andromeda update by Facebook, it is only going to punish the Calidata method even more. And what this Andromeda method essentially did is it's rewarding larger swings in your testing. And what I mean by this is, if you are selling, just say like an anti-aging supplement, the core desire of this, or like a wellness supplement to older people, just say one of the core desires is anti-aging, and the persona is mums after pregnancy. If you're only launching UGC content, the introduction of this update is going to essentially have a negative performance on your ad account, because what it's doing now is it's grouping them based on which ads they are resonating most with. So just say, for an example here, Sarah, 42-year-old mum who's noticing early signs of aging. Now, core desire, anti-aging. Persona might be mums after pregnancy. This is just an example I'm using here. And her ad behavior is she engages more with UGC content, relatable videos, hooks, and the authenticity matters. As compared to Emily, who's a 39-year-old mum, she's experiencing the same core desire and under the same, this should be the same persona. That should be the same persona, I just changed that. She might be more interested in your static images with your long form primary text or a different ad format. Now, the point I'm trying to get at here is if you're only ripping and launching UGC content, you're missing out on a significant portion of the people that could be potential buyers for your product. So you can see that, and that's why I wrote this down here, just to further emphasize the point. If you're only ripping off Calidata, you're getting one format of ads. So therefore, your performance is just going to get fucked. Moving on to what I like to call bad product scaling. Now, this is essentially just, again, changing the way you speak and the way you operate as a brand founder, essentially. Instead of being my product sucks, switching that mentality to my ads and my offer sucks. And I'm going to give you a clear-cut example on exactly what this looks like. You guys can see here, this was 2 weeks of an initial product launch for me. 21st of May, 4th of June. This is when I really started doubling down on this strategy. All the initial ads that I was launching sucked. You can see there, 1.21 ROAS. Absolutely trash. As soon as we located a winning ad, you can see here from the 5th to the 12th, now this is just iterations around that specific ad, so that's why it's performing significantly better. You can see the ROAS jump. Like, we went from 1.2 1 week to 2.63. And the point I'm trying to make here is you can see that most of you guys would have killed this product. Most of you would have said it's a bad product, whatever. But truthfully, it was just we hadn't found a way to communicate that product to someone and make them impulse buy. And you can see with this method as well, scaling is so much more effective. Like, we were able to jump from this to this. You can see maintaining a healthy ROAS. And then the 22nd of June was when this store had its first 10K day. And you can see it's still printing to this day. So it's like a million times more sustainable. Now, before I show you my launch system, I'm going to break down the 2-step launch system, because this is still using Calidata. And this is exactly, if I do see a product I like on Calidata, the way that I launch it. This is just a funny photo I saw on Twitter, pretty much summarized a lot of the e-com space, the difference between focusing on shit that matters and not. I don't know why I fucking decided to include that, but anyways. Yeah, so the biggest difference again is literally just changing your mindset. Product didn't work, so my ads aren't good enough. So that's the point I'm trying to drive home with you guys here. So the first launch from Calidata is literally just going to be a data launch. I'm not looking for sales. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just buying data essentially. So I'm going to launch, and I'm going to launch with a pretty general offer and landing page. I'm going to launch ripped ads, statics. Like, I'm not just going to go all in on that UGC content because, like I was explaining before with the new Andromeda update, you have to be pretty broad with your testing, which is why I said test wide. And then you're going to let these ads cook for 5 days. Now, again, I really emphasize the point here, you're buying data. And what I mean by this is when it comes to day 3 and you guys aren't profitable yet, don't go run around fucking throwing your hands up in the air and turning off all your ads and moving on to another product, because truthfully, that's just part of the process. Now, the second launch, this is when we're going to be doubling down on intent, and this is when stuff starts to pick up. So we're going to use the data that we just bought and launch follow-up tests around this. And what I mean by this is, you guys can see, so you got Avatar 1 here, Avatar 2, Avatar 3, Avatar 4. You can see I'm separating them, and I'm also using different ad concepts in each to really see what's resonating, see what's not. And if you do notice a specific avatar that is crushing in your Calidata launch, or if you have a product that doesn't have several different avatars around it, maybe it's only tailored to one, just change this around and just try launching several ad concepts around that specific avatar. Now, when you launch, study which ad spent the most, and then I want you to determine whether this ad is hitting the KPIs or not. I'm going to assume 99% of the cases, it's not hitting the KPIs. So what to do now is to really troubleshoot and really get an understanding of what's going on. Because if the ad that's taking all the spend in the campaign is a very top of funnel ad, and your landing page or your product page or whatever you're sending your traffic to, if it's not essentially aligned with that ad, in the sense that if you're running to like a bottom of funnel or middle funnel LP, people are going to get confused and they're going to click off. So you need to make sure that kind of everything's aligned and there's no funnel misalignment. Because if you're sending people who have no idea what your product is to a page that already assumes they know what it is, it's going to create a lot of friction. Now, another good one to study is the CTR, just to see how well your ad is actually resonating with that audience. Now, something that's very, very important here is, just because an ad takes spend within your CBO just does not mean it's a winning ad. And what I mean by this is, if you're launching terrible ad, and a bad ad, and the bad ad's the one that gets all the spend, you know, your results are going to be reflective of that, and they're going to be pretty shit. We still want to open our testing to other avatars and, you know, other ad concepts. We don't just want to be like, all right, this ad spent everything, let's double down on this ad concept and this avatar that it's targeting, or mass desire, whatever. So if you dedicate like 40% of your time to making iterations around that specific winning avatar, and you spend the rest of the time trying new variations of different avatars and different concepts, that's a pretty good testing ratio that I've found, and it's how I'm able to locate winners pretty quickly. Now, if the follow-up test you do launch is hitting your KPIs, really get an understanding of why. Was it the hook, primary text, whatever? And then you're going to want to launch iterations around that same persona using different concepts. What I mean by this, if you launched a AI voiceover ad at mums who want to lose weight, you could then go and launch statics. You could go and launch, you know, more AI voiceover ads in a different format, like testimonial, problem solution, whatever. You could do a long primary text static ad. There's so many different like variations, and then you can also just work your way down the market awareness stages. You're essentially able to milk a lot of ads around a specific concept, like way more than a lot of you guys think. Now, moving on to the actual, like, my launch system that I'm using at the moment. This is crushing it. And what I mean that, I don't say that lightly, but it is very dependent on how well you are able to market stuff. So maybe if it's your first product launch or whatever, or maybe if you're very new to dropshipping, this isn't going to be the ideal system for you, but I thought I'd just include it so you guys know exactly what I'm doing at the moment. Now, we're going to, I think this is like Mark Build's brand strat as well. I'm not coming and saying I'm the original founder. It's just the one I'm using. So literally, I'm just going to choose a problem that actually solves a problem. I'm going to make sure that problem also has a big enough TAM, which means I can scale it to 100K days. And an easy way to validate that is by looking at the competitors and making sure they are doing 100K plus monthly visitors. Use SimilarWeb to determine that. And we're going to be able to come into this proven market now that we know works, and the only thing that's slacking is our ads and our offer. And if you can find a better product as well, that's also a bonus. So how does week 1 look for testing? I'm going very hard in on market research in the beginning. Now, I'm not talking just going to ChatGPT, because another big thing I see, a lot of you guys think market research is going to ChatGPT, clicking on deep research, and then just it's spitting out a bunch of stuff about different personas, desires, whatever. And then you're like, that's fucking sweet. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that into my market desire or market research doc, and then I'm never going to look at it again. That's not market research. Like, you guys need to be getting an understanding of what people want to see, what they don't want to see, so you're essentially able to communicate that to them. Because the better you understand the customer, the better you're going to be able to talk to them, and the higher ad hit rate you're going to have in return. So studying what angles are the competitors running, identifying the main avatars, what ads are competitors running, are they going all in on AI voiceover ads, statics, whatever, are they running pre-landers? This is all stuff you guys should be asking yourself. Now, the point I'm getting at here with angles is you're able to use something called the purple ocean strat, which is taking a product that's already working, doing your own research and finding an angle that is unsaturated, and then using your creatives to target that angle. It's a very, very effective method, but it is pretty fucking hard. Like you guys saw from that original creative, like that ad account setup I showed you, we were unprofitable for like 2 weeks. And that doesn't sound like that long of a time, but a lot of you guys won't even go 3 days on the same product. And if you're not profitable, you're just going to drop it. So yeah, I'm really trying to change your perspective here. Now, what does my testing structure look like? I'm going to launch 3 to 4 high intent 322s around the top avatar. Now, what are 322s? You take one concept, so one avatar here as an example, you're going to make one AI voiceover ad, like a very high quality one, and then you're going to give that AI voiceover ad 3 hook variations. You're not going to change the body, you're not going to change the primary text, whatever. You're just going to change the hook. We're going to replicate this with each one of the concepts. You can see I just whacked together a bunch of different ads there, and you're going to leave this for, I should put 5 days. 3 days is too short. Now, because we were testing very wide, we can then look at which avatar is taking the spend. So just say, for an example, we have a $100 budget, and these avatars didn't really spend, and this avatar here, it spent $80. Now I really want to break down why this avatar / ad spent, if it's hitting the KPIs, and how I can iterate on it. Now, what I mean by iterating, this is exactly what I mean. So, video 1. Just say it's a product-focused ad that is highlighting the features. Like it's just an AI voiceover ad, essentially. It's not like a testimonial style. It's just an AI voiceover ad that's highlighting what your product does and how it can help people. You then want to be launching your iterations around a hypothesis and aim. And what I mean by this is, again, all this is about completing positive feedback loops, in the sense that you're becoming smarter with each one of your tests. You're understanding what the customer wants to see, what they don't want to see. So this is exactly how I structure it. So if I include X, then Y should happen. This is a pretty good example of this. So if I run a testimonial style ad, this is comparing it to the product ad, CTR and conversions will go up because people are going to be more willing to trust the relatable story and the story that's resonating with them just more than the general product showcase video. So we launch this, and then if it overtakes the current top spender, we have to determine why. If it didn't, we're going to do the exact same thing. All of this is about asking questions on why it's not working. Like, was it the hook? Was it the visuals? We can then create a new hypothesis, which we can test on the next video until we find something that works. And that's why I said, positive feedback loop created, we've got the data, and now we can utilize this data in the next ad. And that's how we're going to be able to just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and locate a winner very fast. Because you can see here, this might be our week 1 results. Week 1, 0.5 ROAS. But now we have the information that avatar 1, the top spending avatar, prefers seeing visual A, B, and C over visual D, E, and F. Now, the best part about this, it's a win-win situation, because not only are you going to be getting smarter, Facebook is going to be getting smarter as well. As it starts to allocate spend to creatives and see how they performed, it's going to be getting data into the pixel as people are buying. Even if you're running at a negative ROAS, Facebook is just going to be becoming smarter. And if you're able to just replicate this and stay consistent with it and really get the fucking mindset that the product isn't the issue, it's your ads or your offer or your landing page, then you're just going to be able to 10x your results when it comes to dropshipping. This is literally like my entire testing method at the moment. Pretty complicated, but I'm confident if you implement it, you can get similar results that I'm getting at the moment. I'm about to have a crazy Q4, a lot of hard work to be done, but I really want you guys to win as well. If you do want to join the free Discord, you can in the description. If you have any other questions as well, message me on Instagram. But apart from that, boys, that's it. See ya.